So, hey guys, you want to mess with the pool? No! Okay, the guy who said no, you can just go. So one of the cool things is, we were checking Twitch, and what does the Twitch look like right now? How many people are on there?
Are you asking me what the scanner says about the Twitch thing?
I was actually asking Masako because he just had it open.
It's pretty much at 20,000 people. Hey guys, we might beat Ninja. It's like, instead of go Ninja go, just go Ninja, just go. Team 4 Stars where it's at.
Yeah! By the way, no, sorry.
Only in spirit. Only if you believe hard enough.
Oh man, I hope you guys are ready, because in 2 minutes... I think at the very least we can wait until those doors close.
Yeah. Let everybody get in and take their seats.
Yeah, this is actually, that was more consistent over time, but yeah, like... Happy Mother's Day! Oh yeah, especially when Trunks gets there. Oh yeah. All right, I think that's everybody.
All right, yeah, I'm not seeing any more people. Speak now, forever hold your pieces.
All right, before we start, let's make sure that door is closed. People can still come in, but I don't want the outside noise interfering with the episode.
Wind rolling too.
Package canceled because of that guy. Everybody, welcome San Japan to the Team 4 Star 13 Plus panel. How y'all doing today? I can be an asshole. I can't hear you thing, but no, I can hear you. No, I can hear you.
I like how you had to codify 13 plus, like for us, so I know not to say bad words, but I appreciate it. That's okay. What is that, tomorrow?
I used up one of our PG-13 words. We've got, what, 2 more?
Wait. I'm pretty sure you can only say the F-bomb once.
No, right, but I didn't say the F-bomb.
Ah.
I used one of the other words. I can't say it again or else that'll count against us again, Scott. What are you trying to do?
Sorry. And what are you doing now? Nobody say Big Manana. Our God!
I can't believe you did that.
25,000 on Twitch right now. About to watch what we're about to watch right now. I don't know, are you all ready?
Okay, now hold on. I worked on this episode for over 2 months in terms of editing and directing, and God help me, the writing. So I'm going to ask you one more time, are you guys ready? Okay, cool, because I'm not, but we're going to do it anyway.
Here you go, guys. Part 1 of episode 60 of Ball Z Abridged.
And this time, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Shueisha, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the initial release. At some point, those pants gonna cramp up. Go on! Go on, me! Go on! Look out for focus! Go on!
think you got us better?
This 11-year-old child is currently fighting for his life. Oh, he thinks the Make-A-Wish Foundation has gone too far this time.
Game over, kid.
Sweet, merciful God, I think he's dead! We show that on television. I mean, we're live, so...
So, which one do you want to try and describe the word filicide and Goku? I'd have to go on much. Well, he's been filicided.
I'm not sure what it means either.
I think it's when you murder a pony.
It means go on, it's dead! And it's your fault, Goku! It's dead!
Yo, come on! Stop hiding your power! Come on out, you goof!
Oh, goody.
Can I say something?
I've been doing you this entire time anyway, so why not? But if you're looking to exchange bombs, I'd recommend cutting your teeth on something simpler first. Like that embarrassment over there.
I know why my dad flew me to the biggest wolf in the woods.
Oh, trust me. I will often blow you down.
He's 11!
And when I get back from the corner, I snap. And when I do, I hurt people.
We're like this. What do you do?
When I lose my mind, when power skyrockets, everything goes red. The world around me just fades away. And all I can see is the person I kill. Of course, I've never actually managed to beat anyone in the past, but I think my dad knows that if I snap here,
Let me guess. You'll kill me?
you said it, not me.
Well, Wendy was a good time. At first you had my curiosity, but now you have my erection.
That's Bridget's move! The one you killed Vegeta with! Remember that, Vegeta? Watch out for that. Didn't Frieza blow you up? Oh, yeah! Then you need to really watch out for that! Oh. What's that? It's in the club. Can I join? No!
So to be clear, when you break, I die. Is that the gist of it?
That would be the process of events, yes.
Well then, let's see which breaks first.
Just according to Kate.
This is the last straw. If you don't come out there, your son, your flesh and blood will die. No ifs, ands, or buts.
But-
No buts. When do you think his organs are gonna come out? Because I'm betting now, but I'm hoping.
I get what you're saying, but this is exactly what I've been planning out this whole time.
You? What could you possibly?
Why do you think Gohan and I went into the time chamber after Vegeta and Trunks?
Ego?
Because if Gohan and I came up first, we killed Cell right away. But leaving that job to Vegeta? Well, I mean, you saw what happened.
I'm confused because it sounds like you knew Vegeta would screw up.
Was gonna be him, really.
Oh my god. What? How did you know you don't just tell everyone after becoming perfect?
I took care of that myself. Oh, and Cell? You're gonna die. Cell would never pass that up. Because I wouldn't.
Okay, but why go on?
Piccolo, I'm gonna be around forever. Sooner or later, that is gonna stick, you know? So with that, someone's gonna be here when I'm gone. When I was in the chamber with him, I realized that person is Gohan.
You should do those bones, Clyde. killing it, Ball. So where's the smash? Like father, like son, girl. Perfect. Well, seems like you thought of almost everything.
I just treated it like one big fight. Kind of like everything in my life.
Unfortunately, you skipped one small detail.
What's that?
Go on, turn the light fighting, you moron!
No. I mean, right?
Have you ever, in your life, actually asked your son what he likes?
But he went in that chamber with me for the whole year.
Because he wanted to spend time with you, his father, the man who spends half his time drinking and the other half dead, sometimes both!
I mean, is anyone else? I made a terrible mistake. Krillin, I need another sense of being.
Oh, no way, Jose!
I'm serious! It's not me this time!
Really? I'm serious! Somebody who's not me this time! That's you. Look up at everyone. These are not perfectly illegal. That's my bee.
It's alright, Krillin. This is everybody's bee.
I have done literally nothing wrong.
Yeah. So there is a club.
I see now that not all roads lead to Rome. Torture won't do the trick, so let's change up the game plan, shall we? I'm going to drag each one of the band down here and murder them until you finally give me what I want.
No, please!
It's okay. I'll see you that for last. Hear that, Piccolo? I mean, just say.
I get it. Stay away!
Sit down. This might take a while. Listen, buddy, I'm thrilled that you're finally coming around to me, but you're less than ideal.
And the jolly great ginger has got salad up. Everybody's getting love today, folks.
Be careful! Stop calling him that! Don't judge our romance. What is he doing?
Even if it is a highly nuclear explosive, I am going to self-destruct and take Cell with me. Also, probably most of you. That is my bee.
I do not consent to this! You had a chocolate already! How do you remember that? Wait! You don't have to do this, robot! You still have so much to live for!
If I do not do this, Cell will continue to kill and destroy. Also, like gold diggers, if I cannot kill Goku, nobody will kill Goku.
In half! Together!
You cannot talk your way out of this one, Cell. My countdown has started.
What are the odds about what I had with the air explosion?
No, please! Don't be really selfish right now. I hope so that's.
Then, one more time. For old times.
Where there's smoke, there's firecrackers, sir.
God damn right.
Negative 1. Negative 2. A critical error has occurred. There was supposed to be a cell-shattering kaboom.
My mom said she should get your bomb during repairs.
Who gave her the right?
16 months this long race has been hollowing. Oh, my elephants are just going crazy right now. But I have a child to bring. Now, if I'm correct, you were looking for a kaboom.
If I said no, would you still?
I knew he was gonna go nuclear and Cell. I didn't let the stupid thing in him.
I didn't even take it out in the first place.
Are you joking? Imagine if he decided to let us Halo the first time he saw Goku. Try explaining that to Chi-Chi. Whoops, sorry, I let your husband and child get nuked. But the Hippocratic Oath and all that.
Well, I think you need to relax more. How's about a brewski?
I'm still breastfeeding.
Well, then two of us are thirsty.
Oh, 16, I wanted you to be the wind beneath my wings. But all you've done is take the wind out of my sails. Now I don't feel like killing these fools.
Does that
gonna be doing that the rest of the day. Guidebook, I've decided that your insistence on finding your quarterly will be best returned in kind. So behold, my children, the real deal Travis first. Top and of course, Vegeta Jr.
This is every nightmare I've ever had. It's a one and clone itself. The clone! No! Terrifying reactions.
Gather round, children. Daddy set up a playdate for you. Now make sure you share your toys, don't leave Daddy's sight, and bring the bodies. But most importantly, have fun!
No juniors incoming!
You're not calling them back!
All they don't break is right over to his family. Now after I'm through this worthless planet, I'll have someone to accompany me as I rounds about the stars. Perhaps I'll try conquering Namek. Wear that for a little while. Yeah, you're right, it's the priest talking.
Where does that fit in your master plan?
Well, you know what they say. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the head. Please! I take back what I said about my hidden power. I don't want to fight you! This is my dad's fight, not mine! So I'm begging you, just bring them in! Get my dad a sense of me and...
There it is! That right there. That is why I despise you. You know what they all have in common? The same fighting scenes humans might be in the backyard might not belong. But they're still out there fighting. Not just for their lives, but for this dunghill of a world. But none of them, not one, shares that trait so vile it drives me to crash. You go on. You're a coward.
No! I'm just a pacifist!
So, a coward patting himself on the back. Congratulations, fight side. You can stand proud next to the bodies. Yeah!
Please don't bring my own!
It looks like Cell's gone full system with 7 sinister spawns! Do you have a plan to deal with these terrifying toddlers, these children, these prepubescent predators?
You see, those are actually children. They're dwarves. Pay to find out his behavior. Honestly, I bet you they ain't even paying the industry rate. I'm telling you, Jimmy, the way little people are treated in show business, it's downright criminal. I'm gonna go right now and look up their agents and give them a piece of mind. I seem to be without a body. Would you mind lending me yours? Why are you screaming?
Because you're a talking head!
So are you.
Sir.
I need one of you to give me a hand. I must get close to Cell and the boy, so one of you will need to get me there. I believe that I know a way to finally put an end to this madness.
Are you crazy? What makes you think we're going anywhere near that war zone?
I'll do it.
Mr. Satan.
I've got her home, Jimmy. Little girl about the age of that boy out there. Right now, I'm being told I'm not able to save the world. And all I gotta do is throw this robot's head in spitting distance of that crazy killer bug monster. Sure, that may sound crazy.
Oh, it's definitely crazy. Larry?
I have been fighting God throughout this entire time.
Mr. Sam. And with that, what did I tell you, Jimmy? It's all a bunch of tricks. They are not. You could die. Not anymore.
Even insurance didn't shut him out. It's a metaphor. I don't deserve this. But it's still funny.
Daddy! I'm gonna whip up your head and,
Yeah, come on, do it. Now you're just embarrassing us both. Seriously, how hard is it to piss off an 11-year-old? You should be a stuffing nest for me taking a toy away. Meanwhile, your friends and family are beating into moans, and all you can do is cry? And now you're crying? Are you serious? That's it, kids. Put your toys away. We're going home.
Wait!
And to be clear, I mean kill them all, so I can blow up this shithole and find something better to do. At least on my King Sunday.
Hold on. I'm just one step closer to the edge. And I'm about to...
Everything you say to me is pissing me off. That's it. And in the end, you didn't even matter.
Thank you for your assistance, Mr. Satan.
Ron water that buffoon. As for you, I'm surprised you're still... Well, I was going to say kicking, but...
Go on.
Fine, then you talk.
What are you...
Grow up. Like you are the only one suffering. But I believe that Trunks has some stories for you, and I can assume they all end with, and then he died too. Stop fighting about your father again, and I get it. Take a moment to consider that my father made me a soulless killing machine to kill your father. And that doesn't even come close to the complete tragedy of fatherhood that is Vegeta.
Maybe you just quit while you are.
Sven was right. You think you're better than everyone else, but there you stand, the good man doing nothing. And while evil triumphs and your rigid pacifism crumbles into blood-stained dust, the only victory afforded to you is that you stuck true to your guns. You were a coward to your last whimper. Of fear and love, I fear not that I will die, but that all I have come to love, the birds, and the things that are not birds, will perish with me. So please, go on. Stop holding back. And hey, if we do make it out of this, please pick up my head and beat your father to death with.
I'd say he's gone to a better place, but you both know he never had a soul.
that second half is pretty heavy stuff.
When can we expect it?
What was that?
Part 2 when?
When part 2? All things going according to plan are, as long as everything goes according to cake, next Friday.
Is it going to be a 2 or 3-part?
We're looking to get the Hellsing Abridged finale done
This year.
Yeah.
It will be the finale. It will include the rest of OVA 9 that wasn't in episode 8 and all of OVA 10.
It'll either be one giant thing or it'll be a 2-parter. We don't know that yet. That'll come down to the the editing process. But yeah, it will be the finale. So. You know, it is sad, but everything should have a natural lifespan. I think some things go on way too long and they outlive themselves. So I'm glad that we were able to finally end something for once. So yeah,
You either die the Simpsons season 5 or live to see yourself become the Simpsons season 11.
precisely. So. I'm very excited. Part 2 has some pretty great moments in it as well, and part 3 is. This has been kind of an adventure writing this whole thing out, editing it. I've been working on parts 2 and 3 and 1 kind of almost simultaneously. I literally finished part 1 proper a couple of nights ago. In fact, it was Wednesday night. I sent it off to a bunch of people like, all right, this is the final version. I need to make sure that this is good to go because I leave for a plane tomorrow. And I got the go-ahead, got the thumbs up, and exported it, and it's now live on YouTube.
Yay!
Oh wait, no, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, it's live on YouTube. Also, our Twitch hit over 30,000 people. Which is insane crazy. So that's pretty great. So yeah, but I'm very excited because this whole saga of episode 60 has been just a labor of love and also a labor of labor.
This man has been busting his ass so much, and I don't think anybody here out there has seen it, but we've seen it back here and tell him every day. He also has to deal with everybody saying when's episode 60 and everybody being a little whiny words I can't say until 18 plus. So you guys just saw it. Can you give a lovely round of applause?
My last name is Frerix, it's Austrian and German. You really should not be doing that right now. Look, I might have been a Nazi in Hellsing, but that's...
But it's true when, we work in an office kind of closed off by design, but when our major point of interaction with the audience is the cesspool that is the YouTube comments. Hidden behind this veil of anonymity, it's easy to lose sight of who the real people who matter are, and seeing all the shining, smiling faces out there, seeing all the positivity and warmth from all of you, it really does help us out so much to remind us what we work so hard for. So thank you all very much.
Thank you so much. I won't lie, the song that plays at the end there is from the Japanese version. It's an English version with a couple of fantastic singers. You'll be able to get the full version on YouTube soon enough. It's going up on iTunes and a couple of other different places, and we'll have a video that's all dedicated to it. That song is from the Japanese version. I wanted to do an English version of it because I don't think there exists currently right now a real like full English version of it. So I'm really glad that you guys liked that. I hope you did because it meant a lot to me. So thank you. So this is technically a Q&A. We only have 30 minutes left, but if anybody would like to cues, we can A some of them for you.
I think what'll probably work is if we form, speaking of cues, form a line. Actually, even better. I'm gonna go walk around down there.
Ben, jamming on the mic.
We never did fully introduce ourselves, by the way. Hi, I'm Ben, HBI 2K Creighton. I play Nail, Farmer with Shotgun, King Cold, bunch of people I can't remember. This is... This, of course, is Lawrence Mossico X Simpson.
Hey guys, Mossico X here. I'm with Goku and Gohan, and I must admit that applause after the scream, really appreciate it. Because actually, fun fact, when I was recording that scream, I failed to do it in the booth. It was too much nerves
for a bunch of other things.
Yeah, so. And I'd just come back from a con. So that didn't help me, but you know, it was a lot of pressure, but eventually we got it, did it, but yeah. And also I play Head Doctor in Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, and the editor of Final Fantasy VII Shit Abridged. Nice. I will tell Anfish you said that. He's currently resting up from a sprained ankle, so give him some love.
I thought it was his back.
Oh, his back was
Yeah.
He'll pull through. He'll be all right. But you know, he's an injured boy. He's a sick boy.
We don't have too much time, so I am Scott Frericks. I'm the director, one of the co-writers, the editor, and many voices for Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I absolutely love working on the program, and thank you for joining me. I also work on Hellsing Ultimate as a co-writer. I'm one of the editors. I'm one of the voice directors, and I play Luke Valentine and Pip Bernadotte. I also play Sung in Final Fantasy VII Shin Abridged, and I just work on other Team 4-star stuff.
I'm Grant, this is my handler Tyler. I talk on gaming stuff. If you like Dungeons & Dragons, I'm playing that for the first time on camera. TFS at the table, check it out Tuesday nights. Make fun of me for forgetting frequently that I have weapon proficiency.
He also likes to yell, "Fuck Goku."
Oh yeah, I also tell you that makes sense when it does. Hi, my name is Stefan Grositz. I am editor for Hellsing at the moment, as well as editor for pretty much everything on TFS Bento, and the creator of a cartoon you guys will be seeing very soon. And I've done a few voices here and there. You won't know them.
Hi, my name is Kieran. I run the gaming channel, I'm a streamer, I do speed running, I co-wrote some DBZ Abridged stuff, we're working on a lot of stuff, and we got questions to ask, so let's do it. Let's go, then you pick the first lucky soul.
Alright, hey, I know you.
Yeah, might as well. Hey Kaiser, how long did it take Gon Shaba's lines to get in?
Oh my god, Gon got his lines in last week.
It's the actor for TN.
Gon Shinba plays Ten Shinhan and Android 17, and I know you didn't hear a lot of Ten Shinhan in there, but yeah, he got me his lines for this whole thing last week. Which is just him.
I got this gentleman over here. Can you just please bump the button, please?
There is no one!
By the way, does everyone know the muffin button? The muffin button idea? No. But do you know the secret behind it? So the muffin button, the reason that is on Goku's ship is because Dr. Brief retrofitted a Saiyan pod, and all the Saiyan pods come equipped with food generators because when they're on their long trips, they need food to eat. That's why he didn't know that there was a muffin button on board.
Kaiser, I think all they wanted me to say was, muffin button?
Yeah, okay.
That's just as good an answer and quicker.
Let's see, it looks like this gentleman has a question.
I just wanted to ask, Moscow, how are you enjoying the Texas weather here?
Actually, it's fine. It's absolutely fine because we've come from 2 months of no rain and basically 90 degrees all the time and go, oh my god, it's really humid. But here, there's actually a breeze, so I'm okay with it.
It's stronger than you think.
Is there anything that can be said about Team 4 Star's work on the movie coming up, Hells?
Oh, I mean, there's not too much that we can say about it other than the fact that I was actually the scriptwriter for it. It goes through a second pass, but I got to basically write the initial script for the film. The adaptational script, obviously, not the original that was used in the Japanese. It was a lot of fun. I got to use a lot of turns of phrase and spice up the dialogue in some places. It's largely a comedy, so I get to do that without it being too out of place. And they, yeah, I was also casting director on it, although I'm not officially credited. I actually did have a final say in all of the actors chosen.
There is a partial cast list out there. Look for @Discotheque Media on Twitter for that. And there's not much more that we're allowed to say because Discotheque is the publisher. They get to decide what news gets released when, but look for a release date, hopefully very soon.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's got the person who plays Remix, the person who plays Kami, who goes by Remix. He also plays Android 16. He's one of the best actors I know, and in this he gets to be a full-on main character, and I'm very proud of him.
We've got one over here.
Oh, right.
Hey guys, what's one of your favorite parts about being a voice director?
My favorite parts about being a voice director? I love to learn my actors. That's so much fun. Because some actors respond differently to different styles of directing. Like if I were to say, hey, I need you to hit and on that sentence a little bit more, or I need you to bring a crescendo as you're talking, or I need you to, kind of stop short on this line. Some actors know exactly what I'm saying. Others, I'm like, okay, so this scene, imagine that you're trying to stand out and be, really confident, but you might say the wrong thing. Like, I have to give them contextual ideas. I have to give them, semblances, something that they might be familiar with. And so it's interesting to figure out how different actors will respond to you and respond accordingly. It's also kind of the most terrible part about it because that, sometimes it takes a little while to really get to know them. And with new actors, whenever I sit down with a new actor, that's one of the first things I try to figure out is like, okay, what do I got to do with you?
Okay, go ahead and dish. Who's like a feelings actor and who is a, tell them the scientific term.
Kurt is a feelings actor. Taka, 120% a feelings actor. Lanny, on the other hand, oh, I need a crescendo on this part. Oh, I need you to I need you to really hit shit in this sentence, and he'll do it. Yeah, no.
3, we're done.
Oh no, you can say shit PG-13.
Hey, go ahead. Okay. First of all, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this series. You've really made my high school years. You've made my college years. Everything that you've done, all the hard work you put into it. The question is, you guys have been all together for so long. So does Team 4-Star have any future plans for the next 5 years? Can we expect to see more amazing content from you guys?
You absolutely can. Actually, not too far back, we actually showed off a very, 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 very short teaser for a series that Kurt is working on that's wrestling based. I can't talk about it too much, but it's called AWF, and I think it's incredibly funny. It's very much up his alley. He's the kind of the series director on it. I get to play a character who's a lot of fun and very much in my wheelhouse. Actually, I get to play a couple of different characters. It's a lot of fun. And we also have a little something that Stefan Krosix will be showing off tomorrow at our 18 Plus panel. Do make sure, look, I was always going to tell you make our 18 Plus panel, okay? If you enjoyed this one, that one is where we just go balls to walls crazy and get to say all the things I would like to say up here. So yeah, but other than that, we have a bunch of stuff that we're working on, live action, animated, games, like, we have a lot of different avenues that we're exploring, and it's all, and I'd like to say thank you to anyone in the audience who's a part of our Patreon.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, all of our patrons, you would not be able to bring you what we bring you without that. Like, your support is everything to us. Thank you very much. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Also, I heard someone ask, thank you, Tom. I heard someone ask they didn't know what time our 18 plus panel was. It is tomorrow in this very room at 10 p.m.
Got another one right here.
Alright, so if you had to make a rough estimate, how many hours did you put into episode 60? The editing of the entire process.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you an idea of what my day-to-day has been like. I did take some breaks. Like, for one weekend, I went to a convention in town, Anime Fest, with a friend. And you know, another weekend, like, I tried to take some of my weekends off. Some of them I did not take my weekends off. Some of them it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all work. My days for a while there were get up around 11, get into work around 1, you know, get some breakfast and tea in me, and then go home at 4 a.m. And that's been my life for about the last month and a half, maybe. And I'm not complaining. I'm really not. It's tough, it's hard, but I made sure to take breaks, hit the gym. I made sure that, you know, I was working probably about 10 to 12 hours a day, sometimes 14 on the really hard ones. But I do love working on this, and again, I made sure to stay healthy while doing it. But yeah, no, there was a lot of hours. I'd actually have to sit down and really estimate just how many hours I put into episode 60 in the last month and a half. So thank you again so much for enjoying it. A lot of people think I need a lot of gratitude and thanks. No, all I need is you guys to laugh, and everything just works.
So you better laugh.
Yeah. Like that, yeah. Can I get a Titus laugh real quick? Can I get a Titus? Thank you. See,
It's like a song everyone knows.
You've already made all of August worth it. Thank you.
Got another one right here.
I was just curious, when can we expect some more Final Fantasy VII Edition Abridged?
We are.
Actually, yeah. Ben and Lawrence can answer that one.
Yes, we are planning for a potential November release or something like that. Yeah, towards that.
This year, definitely.
This year, yes.
This year, yeah.
Ooh, definitely. That's a nice thing to say. I can hear that out of you.
Hey, Kaiser, Anne and I have a thing called schedule.
I will send you back to London in a box, mother.
I've already had to handle one Brexit. Take it.
I'm gonna hit you so hard, those British teeth are gonna look nicer.
It's okay, I can get them taken care of for free.
By the way, that was the snapback of the century. Way to go.
Got one right here as well.
Hi, more for all of you on Anime FMK. I was just wondering, seeing as you did 1 year, this is going to be the end of it, and it's been my favorite anime thing that I've seen. I was just wondering, what year would you have actually liked to have done this in, if you could have chosen?
Gosh,
Which
that's a
Studio Trigger anime would it have been for?
I don't know. I'm not really sure what the great years anime were. I know that 2008 was a great year for video games, but I don't know what the best year of anime in the last decade was.
I kind of wish it was 2011, so I could have watched Hunter x Hunter and talk about it every week and be excited about it.
Yeah.
I think what we've learned doing this for a year is that it's not we've discovered some wonderful anime, which is awesome, but if anything, the fact that we're talking about anime is a barrier to people watching and enjoying it because you kind of have to be watching the same stuff we're watching. The thing that we want people to get out of it is the conversations between the people, and we can have that without needing to be talking about anime. So that's what we want to be doing going forward, is finding how can we have these interesting discussions about life and relationships and philosophy without needing to watch some crappy anime as an excuse.
Yeah, I do know that there are occasions where we can talk about really deep and difficult things, and sometimes we even have like opposing viewpoints on those, and those are always really interesting.
So look forward to Philosophy FMK coming soon.
Yeah. Oh, I would so have to cart. Are you kidding me?
I think I would, therefore.
I would. You there, Red Jacket Lupin, right? Okay, cool.
Lupin.
My question for Scott is, once all of episode 60 is done, how many weeks are you going to be asleep?
No, because here's the thing. After that's done, we have to work on December, and I've got to help co-edit Hellsing. That being said, I probably will end up taking some real time off after that's done. I have to. No, he just made a joke of, do you remember how? No, that can be really tough. It can be really tough to be like, wait, how do I relax again?
Just in the back of your head, stuff going like, I'm not doing things!
Yeah, no, there's nothing worse than needing to not be doing things, but all you can think about is doing things. It's like when I'm sleeping and I have a dream about one scene in episode 60. It had something to do with Dende, but there was a problem with the scene and I didn't know what it was or how to fix it. I woke up 3 times trying to figure that out.
The scene where you get to see Trunks with the long hair in the jacket. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Alright, this question is mostly to Scott and Masako. You guys are very experienced voice actor, as pretty much everyone here will know. So, what is your normal warm-up routine for any kind of voice acting?
Oh, our warm-up routine for voice acting.
Usually I usually wait at least 2 hours from when I wake up until I start like doing any voiceover. Unless I'm getting like the deeper roles, then I just use just an hour. Because usually in the mornings, your vocal cords are quite lax, so you actually end up sounding deeper than you normally are. It's like, oh my god, I just feel that. Oh my god. Sometimes that bedroom sleepy voice actually plays to your advantage. But usually for Gohan, I usually remember like the eye-catcher joke of, Gohan, do a headbutt! Gohan! And that actually gets me into it. So I have like kind of trigger lines. So that means I get that thing, and then Goku's just muffin button. Actually, Goku, I don't really need to warm up at all. It's just I just go straight in. But for the most part, I say 18 plus panels tomorrow. I stand and lie down to that, and I struggle too. 18 plus tomorrow. Yeah.
I would say for my warm-up, actually I have a couple of different things that I do. Because when you're out there voice acting, one of the first things you want to do is it is a warm-up for your mouth. So, So everything is stretched out, everything feels natural. And then, red letter, yellow letter, red letter, yellow letter, and all that good stuff. Sheep and peck and pickled peppers, etc. You run through some of your tongue twisters to make sure that when you're talking, you're not stumbling all over your words. And when it comes to trigger lines, for King Kai, Goku! Or either that or shut up, Bojack!
Pietro mates literally just talk. Like, I don't have a trigger line for him, I just do. Anybody know who does have a trigger line? My mom!
Somebody once pointed out to me that Goldar, Yajirobe, and Muscle Guy from a regular show all have the same voice, and it's never escaped me. But yeah, sometimes, and also when it comes to warming up for big stuff like screams and whatnot, you do want to get yourself a little bit ready. You want to warm up the vocal cords, because if you go into a big old scream without any of that, you might hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And what can help if you do strain your vocal cords, I've heard, is to gargle salt water. But if you want a full description of what Scott gargles, come to the 18 plus.
You know, I was thinking about taking that stick out of your hand and beating myself with it, but you were too quick. Too quick.
Got one right here as well.
Hey guys, I do want to thank y'all for what y'all are doing here because y'all have been an inspiration to me to even practice my own voice acting. But the question I have for y'all, the whole panel as a whole, with Dragon Ball Abridged and Hellsing really starting to come down and really reach their end, is there any other series that y'all would love to do, a bridge series, or any sort of original content that y'all would want to do?
Well, Hellsing Ultimate Abridged has definitively come to a close. For Dragon Ball, wait till the end of part 3, we'll have an announcement about that. When it comes to abridging things, though, if I had to be completely honest with you, I don't think that's the future for us. Like, as in terms of new projects, I think that's ultimately pigeonholed us into a style, and it's kind of made it difficult for us to grow and succeed as a company, especially considering that these episodes get millions of views, but, you know, monetizing them was not an option. So, you know, you have all these millions of views and no money made from them, which isn't to say that we haven't made money. We started other programs, but that just basically tells you, yep, if we're going to grow as a company, which is important to us, not just for the money, but so we can make our dreams come true, bridging can't be the thing that we do, which is sort of sad.
When Ant hurt his back, he was okay because he lives in Canada where they have, you know, health care. When we have health problems down here, we need a health plan. To afford a health plan, we need a successful company.
Yes, that is actually something that we've had to consider. It's weird to talk about, but you know, these two gentlemen over here and the gentleman over here, and technically this guy because he does our camera work. We have to worry about their well-being. We have to worry about, are they able to pay their rent? Or we have to worry about, are they able to eat?
I had to recently go to the ER, and it's only because our company had insurance that I was able to afford it. And like, just that kind of stuff, you know, matters. And abridging and everything is super fun, but at the same time, you have to be able to look out for each other and look out for your own and your friends' futures and stuff like that. And so it's like, it's tough to, you know, say goodbye to maybe that chapter of things. But as you can see, we can be stupid and funny in other ways.
And yeah, and this is a little bit of a response to a lot of people who have said, you know, like, hey, you know, why haven't you focused more on Dragon Ball Z Abridged? Why haven't you focused on this and that? And I get a feeling from everyone here, you're all very supportive of us, and that means the world to me. But, you know, every once in a while, thank you. But yeah, to make our dreams come true and support each and every one of us, one of the things we've had to do is think about the future, really think and plan for it.
Have you ever thought about using the Lucky Star version of Chala Echala for an opening?
Are you kidding me? Yeah! If it weren't for the fact that it is literally ear piercing, I totally would have used it at some point. I mean, for God's sakes, maybe for Kai 3.
Can I just say how much I love your Dragon Ball Super shorts, like, especially like Moscow X's performance as Goku Black. I love Goku Black. So, can I make a request? Like, I'm not asking you to make like another Dragon Ball Super short, but can I like see you and Moscow do like somewhat of like a live action skit between Future Trunks and Goku Black?
Don't shoot! This man isn't! Oh wait, no he is, never mind.
Oh, it's okay, Trunks. I'll be shooting the short sheet for you. Bang.
Did you say bang?
I did. You want me to bang you again? Oh, no, wait. I'll let Mai do that for you.
Okay, Mai and I are just friends.
Oh, my.
Also, for anybody who's unfamiliar, we actually do have like Dragon Ball Super shorts If you go to our Facebook videos, there are a bunch of them there that are on Twitter, and a bunch of people have uploaded them to YouTube.
So, the Texas State Geek Culture Club says hi.
Oh, hello!
Yeah. Hey! Also, my car's muffler blew up on the way here from San Marcos, so it was worth it.
Well, don't worry, to get a new one, you just have to hit the muffler button. I'm sorry, I just made a joke out of your terrible misfortune, I apologize.
Well, we had a meeting Thursday to ask what question, like what the question was I was going to ask. Question, is cereal a soup or a stew?
All right, listen here.
No, he's right. You know, that's right. No. Okay, look, listen. Open your ear holes for a moment. Hamburgers are not sandwiches, I swear to God.
That's right. Reach over and clearly there's nothing of value to add.
It's a soup.
Yeah, soup.
It's a soup. Whenever you're abridging Dragon Ball Z or even like Hellsing, I know with this episode you picked like Riders Gohan and Super Saiyan 2, but for some of these slower episodes, how do you decide where they're going to end? Do you get that? Because I've watched them all multiple times when I'm sad, or even just I'll do a binge almost over 12 hours, of course. But how do you decide that?
Usually it's kind of a thing of where does it begin and where does it end? What has been the development within the episode? Has something changed? Has something big happened? And before the next big change can happen is where we like to end it. It's kind of the whole structure of like, okay, we've introduced the premise has changed, and before we can, like, they will introduce a new premise and then, like, hey, cool, watch the next episode to figure out where that goes. Which is actually a blessing and a curse for serialized content, because some people can say that nothing could really have happened without an ending. So when you have these serialized episodes, sometimes it's like, well, that wasn't really ending, it's not ended, so you're just waiting the next week to get to it. So it's a little bit difficult with that. That's the trapping with serialization.
So when you're dealing with serial content, is it a soup or a stew?
It's a stream.
It's a bisque. Oatmeal.
Well, that's obviously not true. It doesn't come out quick.
What time do we have, by the way? How many more questions?
Looks like we got about 4 more minutes, so one, maybe 2 lightning rounds.
Alrighty, here we go.
Alright, Kaiser, how did you learn how to edit? Did you teach yourself? Did you have other people help you, or did you use like lessons online?
It was a little bit of tutorials online, it was a little bit of learning it myself, it was a little bit of people telling me what to do. You would not believe that in the last 5 years I have learned about shortcuts in Premiere that I never knew about, and I felt like the biggest idiot. But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy when you learn everything yourself. You'll sit down with somebody who learned it at school or through like real proper self-teaching, and they'll look at me do things and like, wait, what are you doing in this weird messed up style? And I'm like, I don't know, this is just how it works for me.
Like, I just saw Grant went to the Back to His Past, but do you guys have all the time scheduled for your panels? Like, I know it's a weird question to ask, but that just piqued my curiosity.
What was that?
Yes. Like, do you guys have a schedule?
Yes.
You guys do?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah. We in fact have all our own schedule on the back of our badge. I think that's why it's so big.
Yeah, no, this was printed by the convention to tell us, hey idiot, don't forget what you're doing.
Yeah,
Kind of put on the back of your badge.
have the excuse that you didn't know. It's literally around your neck. We've used it a lot. Yeah.
It's like when your mom or dad like puts a note on your chest, like, okay, then make sure you don't forget.
If lost, return to radio.
All right, one more.
One more!
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
What am I gonna? What am I gonna? What am I gonna get?
Right there.
What am I gonna?
Oh.
What am I gonna get?
Alright, I just wanted to say, I know that when you're putting so much effort into a project for so long, it can get kind of nerve-wracking at the end of getting what's
Oh, really?
So I was going to ask, were you really nervous about, putting this out there and seeing how people would react,
I've been fighting an anxiety attack for the last 30 minutes.
Oh my God, are you okay?
That was cute, you said 30 minutes, not 30 days.
No, like you guys, like you got no idea. Leading up to this, I'm actually diagnosed with anxiety. So this stuff can get a little nerve-wracking, especially because for the longest time I was just kind of throwing this stuff up, and then we went kind of a year without a proper episode. We had the Christmas special, and we had Final Fantasy VII, and we had Hellsing, and we had a bunch of other stuff come out, but we haven't had an episode of Dragon Ball Z Abridged since June, and let me tell you, yeah, that is nerve-wracking as heck. When the first episode in over a year goes up, it's 20 minutes long, and I just slaved away. There's a part of me that's thinking to myself, if people don't like this, I'm up here. But, it's also one of those things where I've seen the boundless love that you guys have for this stuff, and I've seen the support that you're willing to give, and I know that we have a great audience. We've had a brilliant audience, and that was the thing that's been driving me for the last 9 years. So, it is nerve-wracking, as it would be for anybody to put this stuff up, but I am so glad it's finally happening. I've had a lot of people say, hey, take your time. And I'm like, don't worry, I am. But I need this done. So, yeah, thank you for that. And trust me, I'm happy. And I didn't have to do that with convention, so I swear to God. No. But so thank you so much for coming to the Team 4-Star panel, you guys. I'm sorry I took up most of this time up here.
That's kind of what I figured.
But yeah, so hopefully if all things go right, tune in next Friday for part 2. Bye!
We also have a booth if you haven't seen this yet. We're